Hello, America. Hello, world. Hello, YouTube. Hello, Red Brick people. This is Red Brick Bigot Bob, aka Black Mirror Walker, aka Brickhead. Trying to get the word out. Um, haven't created a video in a while, so I thought, what should I do? What could I talk about? Well, one thing that a lot of people don't know, and that's what we as meltologists try to inform people the truth while we reveal this melted realm. So I'm going to talk a little bit about America and Rome and what we've been told and what I'm discovering through a collective. And here we go. We'll start by taking a walk into the black mirror. Okay. Um, Here we are in the black mirror, and meltology will always get you to look into the inner sound of everything, and your inner soul. So the inner sound, the sound of what? Vibration. My voice, okay? My voice reaching out to you to say, I gain nothing by this except joy when I help somebody to start seeing things clearly in this realm. And it's clearly been melted, and we have no spiritual leaders have been talking about this or teaching us anything about the real aspects of the realm we live in and why they sign these agreements. These, what are they, 501(c)(3)s, tax exemption stuff. But anyway, look here. Here's a painting of Lucifer, 1797. Looks sort of like Lady Liberty, don't it? See? Same gal. Okay? But now, we're going to do a little self-study together. What we're going to do is look at that image there and hear what I have to share with you real quick. And then we're going to take a ride in the black mirror and look around. So, here I'll say this. Okay? Now, let's look at Washington, D.C. Okay? And those, what people would tell you, the narrative is built on the seven hills. Okay, seven hills. We'll look at that in a minute. But first, I'm going to read something for you here. And I'm going to read what are the seven hills. Okay. What is the city on the seven hills in the book of Revelation? It's Rome. Okay. In the book of Revelation, the whore of Babylon sits on seven mountains, typically understood as the seven hills of Rome. See, you have a hill and you mount up. Words again. So we're kind of stuck in a learning process to understand words. So, but we have a good understanding of what a hill is and what a mountain is. And what we're trying to show you in meltology, and these hills and these mountains are buildings. Okay? So these seven big buildings, they mounted up. Okay? Wording. Man got a hold of things and give you goobly-gop wording. Everything's secret societies trying to hide stuff from you. So I'm going to try to enlighten you, and you do your own investigating to see what I'm saying. Okay? If it's true or not. Okay, now we'll read some of Revelation, and this is in the book, in the Bible, and this is 17, Revelation 17. And there came one of the seven angels, which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having seven heads and 10 horns. Sort of like the Super Bowl celebration with Katy Perry on top, huh? And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was written, Mystery Babylon, the great, the mother of harlots and the abominations of the earth. Okay, I'm just going to stop and you go read all of Revelation on your own and do your self-study and start looking at this. And I urge you to go read something that's called the Protocol of Learned Elders of Zion to enlighten you, and you will see that everything that implores that they say is false is exactly what's transpiring in our realm. So we looked at those, we spoke of those two things right there, right? And now we say, crazy. That's crazy, and you think, how is this even possible, folks? You know, that we've been deceived so much. But it's the absolute truth. Now, we roll down here and we see Washington, D.C. was built on 7 hills. The Capitol Hill, Meridian Hill, Floral Hills, Forest Hills, Hillbrook Hills, Hillcrest Hills, and Knox Hill. So, folks, what we're telling you in Meltology is everything you're seeing here is building tech on the grid for harnessing energy. This was dug up, number one item in America, sold in an era of misgivings and half-truths, was a shovel. A shovel was sold, and they dug it up because this realm was melted, and these people know it. You see it in songs all the time, on album covers. The fasces, think about the fasces for a second, folks. Do you know what a fasces is? Do a self-study of that, and you'll see it plastered all over. This joint right here, the capital, Ka, energy, where the soul resides, energy buildings, Pitala, okay? It's a bronze top, harnessing electricity. Okay, we're going to roll on. I'm going to leave you a link in the description box that me and a gentleman watched and we discussed in regard to this. I'm just going to play a little bit of it out and give you a little narrative, and I'll leave a link in the description box. You can watch the entire thing on your own, and I hope it enlightens you. I hope you start looking at things. And we're going to take a quick look at Google Earth too, but we're just going to play that out for a second there. And understand that, and you can pause that and read it. It's basically what I just said. So anyway, as we move on, we'll see that this gentleman will give you a great aspect of what's going down, and it will enlighten you, and you'll do your own self-study. So as you do your own self-study, know that you're doing yourself a favor and others around you. Okay? Now there's some things like as you read that you'll discover, and it'll just baffle your mind. Okay? Now I'm going to go over to Google Earth. We're at Google Earth right now, but I wanted to share something with you before we go over to Google Earth. I wanted to share one more thing that's pretty wild. Oops, my mouse is acting up, man. I dropped the whole page. Sorry, folks. There ain't nothing I can do. So, I just wanted to pause that for a minute and say this. Oh, back it up. There, right there. Okay. Now, Rome. Now, this tie to Rome and so forth. You'll look at some facts, and you do a little bit of information, and you see who sold the land. Who sold the land there back in the day in 1663. Okay? And I'll say this, and if you read that, I'll just read it out for you. The dude's name was Francis Popes. Francis Pope. And his nickname was Pope of Rome on the Tiber. Okay? And he was hanging out with cats like George Washington, and guy carved his teeth out and died of some mouth disease. sort of like wearing a mask, but he put a wooden grill in his mouth. So anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you. Francis Pope. Okay, now we had some fake leader again get on board and change his name to Pope Francis here in our generation. So, is that just a coincidence, folks? Huh? You tell me. So, you tell me. So, here we are. We're gonna we have an encoder overload, so I don't know if this audio is gonna come out good or not, but hopefully it will. Um, Using Google Earth always taxes the system, but it'll be fine because it just straightened right out, and we're not even using half of the CPU right now. So before we go, we're just going to take a quick dive into the Black Mirror and just look around here in Washington, okay? And you go, wow, you know what's going on here, and as we dive in closer. We just take a quick look at Rome. It looks like old world, don't it, folks? That was all red brick. That's why I brought you here, just to let you know. It's a whitewashed facade, red bricks underneath it all. And it was here, folks. It was here. And dug up. Okay? Capital. Washington, D.C. So you learned something today. But it'd be better off that you go do your own homework. Don't believe me or nothing you hear on the internet until you start doing your own research. You do your own research, you'll start seeing that people like me who aren't earning money from YouTube, who do this from the inner sound of their inner soul, their red brick soul, to inform the world that we've all been lied to. All governments are one, okay? And they hide this, the red brick past, from us all, okay? All dug up and inherited. I could speak for a week, month, and a year about this red brick melted realm and why these energy vampires did this. And that's what it's all about, energy.